Yes. Shall I talk? We are live. Hello, welcome to the Cruise Amigo show, live from London. Hey guys, how you doing, Chili?
Good. How are you, Pete? John, how are you?
Yeah, I'm not so bad.
I am on top of the world.
Minnesota's the top of the world now.
Top of the world. Top of the world.
Excellent. Oh my God, I've got my. It's going to be a chaotic show. Yeah, I've got my phone going. I've got that going. Right. As anybody who's watching today, and if you are watching, thank you. Yeah. As you can probably see, today's a slightly different show. We are coming live from London, but we don't have a guest. So, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next week. Bye.
No. Not going to be that easy, folks. Pete is telling a lie. He's just like our president. I mean, just like some politicians.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, welcome to the show. What we're going to do is, if you look at the ticker going through, we come up with this idea, yeah, because what we'd like to do, we'd like to invite anyone out there at any point to join us on screen and have your own show with us, talking about either your first cruise that you've been on, yeah, or your favorite cruise, with your photographs, maybe a little bit of video. So if you want to come on one of our shows, it can be on a Sunday, it could be midweek, it could be live from London, it could be live from Virginia. It's entirely up to you. If you want to come on any of our shows, please message us. Yes, message us. And all we need to do is obviously get photographs and bits of video, and we'll talk about your first ever cruise or your favorite cruise. What do you think, guys? Good idea?
Or just a cruise that you've recently been on. Maybe the last cruise you went on.
Yeah, it could be.
A cruise that you like.
Now,
and by the way, Pete, we have Geraldine from Ireland is with us. Hi, Geraldine.
Hey, how you doing, Geraldine? Thanks for watching, Geraldine. If you're up for it, entirely up to you. Yeah, I'm going to go through my stuff in a minute. But Geraldine, if you want to come on the show at any point, you know, and talk about your favorite cruise or your first cruise, you're most welcome to. It's entirely up to you. Yeah.
I think whenever somebody says like Geraldine from Ireland, then we should sing an Irish song.
No, that's dead.
No.
If I sing a song, people will run away. You can sing a song.
Okay.
I'll dance.
I mean, every time, and then when somebody from another place, then, you know, we should sing an appropriate song, you know.
Now, Geraldine, I've actually only been to Ireland once, yeah? Could you believe, right?
Love that.
And I've got loads of friends from Ireland. It looked like an incredibly beautiful country like Scotland as well, yeah? But my only time in Ireland was when I was flying back on my last cruise was on the inaugural Encore from Southampton to New York, and I was flying back from New York to London Heathrow, yeah, and we had to stop in Ireland.
That's so bad.
Somebody wasn't well, so sadly they weren't well, so we had to stop in Ireland, and we stopped in Dublin. I wanted to get off, but I couldn't get off. We weren't allowed to get off, and they didn't even know how to refuel the plane because they had different size fuels.
You were on a boat.
I was on a plane.
It was on a plane.
Yeah, the plane got diverted to London Heathrow. We don't get boats go to London Heathrow, you know. We get planes. Oh. So the plane was diverted to Dublin because somebody wasn't very well, unfortunately. So that was my first time in Ireland. Unfortunately, I was only there for about 2 hours while I figured out how to refuel the airport.
Are you a gambling man?
I wish. No.
Because it sounds like you were doubling down.
It does. It does. So please, everybody, anyone out there, please, if you want to come on our show, thanks, John.
Thank you.
If you want to come on our show and talk about your first cruise or your favorite cruise with us live, and we can talk about it, and you'll have your own video. You'll have your own show as well, yeah? Please do. We got Jack Wise. Greetings from Texas. It's 88.
Wow.
See, now I already got 2 songs I can do.
36 degrees here this morning, Jack.
You've actually got 4 because Katie says hi.
I saw Katie. There's ladies with us too from up in Alaska. Nikki's here.
Jacksonville, Tennessee song.
So if you want to come on your show about our favorite cruise, that's great. I'm now going to talk about, because we hadn't prepared anything. And as I'm running the show from London, I had to
Wait a minute. Was that the ubiquitous we haven't? See, he's speaking for me and Chili saying we haven't prepared anything.
So we haven't. So we're going to talk about, right? We haven't. We're going to talk about my first ever cruise, right? Now, I know that you guys probably can't remember when your first cruise was, because it probably goes back to the year of the Titanic and stuff like that, yeah? But my first cruise, probably, yeah. My first cruise, could you believe, was 5 years ago, this November the 2nd. Wow. Only 5 years that I've been cruising. Wow, I'm a baby, aren't I? We're cruising.
My 40th cruise was 5 years ago. Just
to talk about my first cruise, yeah. And when I booked my first cruise, I hadn't got a clue, guys, what I was doing. I knew nothing about cruising, nothing at all. I didn't know who to cruise with. I didn't know. Yeah, I've got a few.
You know, when I was on the Titanic, I asked the captain, how far is to land? And he said 2 miles straight down.
Dear, that's terrible, John.
Really? So how about this one? I'm nominating everybody on board for the Ice Bucket Challenge.
Yeah, you should have done the Ice Bucket Challenge, by the way. But I want to talk about my first cruise, right? I didn't know what to do. I booked a cruise, yeah. I'd never heard of solo cruising, like an idiot. I had never heard of it. I didn't know you could cruise solo. I ended up, right, my first cruise, I ended up on the Emerald Princess. That was my first ever ship, and it was 2015. It was going from Fort Lauderdale, and it was a back-to-back cruise on the East Caribbean and the West Caribbean, right? So I'm going to talk about my journey of my first cruise. I hope I don't bore. If I'm boring anyone, please tell me, by the way, yeah? But hopefully I won't. Hopefully you'll quite enjoy this. Nikki says her first cruise was an Alaskan Adventure 2014. And lady, don't encourage him, please. Don't encourage him. Yeah, I agree, Nikki. Right, I'm not going to get through my cruise, am I? Now, guys, what I decided to do was, I wanted to go. I had a balcony because I upgraded to a balcony because I got a deal where it cost me like $400 to upgrade for 2 weeks, and they gave me $250 to spend. Could you believe? As a solo traveler, which is great. So I upgraded to I had a balcony on my first ever cruise. We've got another comment here. Katie says my first cruise was Norwegian on the Norway. Katie, we're going to have to talk about that. You've got to come back on our show and talk about the Norway, which used to be the SSS France, by the way.
SSS?
Right. S France, yeah. My first cruise. Anyway, I decided I'm now flying. Now, you know me. When I go on a holiday, chaos, crazy things happen everywhere, right? I'm going to start at the beginning. I decided that I wanted to get upgraded with Virgin. I'm flying with Virgin from Heathrow to Miami, and then I'm staying in a hotel in Fort Lauderdale. So I decided I wanted to get upgraded to first class, yeah? So that is me. I'm suited and booted in the first class lounge, right? The first class lounge, that is me. Could you believe 5 years ago? I'm sure I had more hair then. Yeah, right. 5 years ago, yeah. Suited and booted. And I had gone to the airport before because I had a few issues with Virgin. And they had agreed that the next day, Virgin had agreed they would upgrade me to first class. Could you believe, right? Because I stayed in the hotel the night before. Virgin Atlantic had agreed they were going to.
We're back on an airplane now.
Airplane.
Cruise show, but we're back on an airplane now.
I'm sorry, I got sidetracked when Pete said he had more hair and he's bald as a cucumber.
That's me. There we go.
Where do you have more hair?
To the side. And I can see 1 or 2 on top as well. There. Anyway, I'll get back to the comments. Lady says her first cruise in the Carnival Destiny in the Caribbean. Katie loved the Emerald Princess. Katie, we'll talk about that as well. And Geraldine, I love the Escape and the Epic. Yeah, I want to do the Escape, and we love the Epic. Anyway, back to me at the airport. I stayed in a hotel at Heathrow Airport the night before. I had issues with Virgin Airlines, so I'd gone down the day before and spoke to them about my problems, and they said, we will upgrade you, Mr. Hall, to first class. I'm like, wow. So I turn up suited and booted. I get into the first class lounge. Everything's cool. Virgin have got 2 planes going to Miami, yeah? They've cancelled one. And they put everybody on one plane. So I now end up on this damn plane, yeah? I'm going to end up on a plane. I'm not going to get upgraded to first class anymore. But I've got moved to a really nice seat, right? So I'm now sat in the lounge waiting to get my plane. The next thing, I'm watching television, yeah? And it's the news, the BBC News. BBC News live from Heathrow. Chaos at Heathrow Airport, fog-bound, snow-bound, no one's going anywhere. I'm watching that from Heathrow, thinking, oh my, why me? Why me? Anyway, I get onto the plane, right? And I'm meant to be first class. I'm no longer first class, but they've moved me to a better seat. This lady, who was not a good customer service lady, has decided she's put me back to my original seat. And I'm like, oh my, I can't believe it. So I'm gutted, yeah? But we take off 3 hours late, which was a result, by the way. We can't see anything. It's fog everywhere, but we take off, yeah? Now, on the plane, the Virgin air hostesses at the end of it, I told them my story that I should have been first class. I've now been back there. At the end of they gave me a gift. Look at that, guys. The Virgin air hostesses all got together and had a rip round and gave me this gift of goodies to make up for the fact that this horrible lady had put me back to my original seat, right? So I'm now thinking, great, this is all cool, yeah? This is all cool.
So now you can sit there and eat jelly beans.
All of that, yeah.
What's the white thing in the middle there? What is that? Lotion? Lodi? What is that?
I think they're crisps. I can't. It's 5 years ago, John. I can't remember. There's alcohol there as well, right? There's alcohol. So I get to Miami, right? 3 hours late, tired, shattered, but I'm there and I've got a whole load of gifts, which is fantastic. Yeah, I'm just happy to be there and I'm excited.
Like Christmas.
I've never been on a cruise before. I'm like, wow, I'm excited. Yeah. Anyway, I've booked a cheap minibus from Miami, a shared minibus from Miami to the hotel in Fort Lauderdale I'm staying at. Yeah. I'll tell you about this hotel in a minute as well. Anyway, so I get through customs, get to the minibus, and it's about 10 people get on this minibus. They're delayed. I have to wait an hour to get on the minibus. So I'm already tired, right? Already tired. 1 second, I'm just going to go through a few of these messages. Lady Moore says, nice. Katie says, wow. Jack, I'll come back to the story. 6 cruises so far, Mexico. Jack, come on our show. Show us your cruises. Lady, come back on our show. She did it again. They changed the Destiny to the Sunshine too. Right, anyway. I have to wait an hour to get the minibus, shared minibus from the airport, Miami to Fort Lauderdale. But I get on the minibus, yeah? And of course, I am one of the last people to get off because it's a long way, yeah? So they drop everybody off, 3 hours late on the plane, 1 hour late. I'm so tired from my transatlantic flight. I can't tell you how tired I am. Anyway, we get to the hotel, yeah? There's just one lady, young lady from South America, left on the minibus with me, yeah? I get off the minibus and the driver comes out and he goes, let me take your luggage, sir. He grabs my luggage and he walks it into reception, yeah? The hotel I'm going to show you in a minute because this is a classic hotel I booked. I booked the cheapest hotel I could find in Fort Lauderdale, yeah? And I'll go for that in a minute as well.
Did they promise to move you into first class?
You're going to find out. No, they don't have first class there, I can assure you, right?
They charge $5 an hour for the rooms.
Oh, one of those kind of hotels. Yeah.
I'm in reception. You wait to see, guys. You wait to see. I'm in reception now, yeah? I'm in reception. The minibus driver wheels in my case and goes out. I give him a tip to say thank you, right? And he's wheeled my case in.
50 cents?
I checked in, yeah. Not that much. I checked in, yeah? I checked in the hotel, and the hotel's notorious for being unhelpful and not polite at all. Yeah, and I have Mr. not very happy behind, not happy behind the desk. I checked in, right? Got myself checked in. Went over to my suitcase, yeah, with all my lovely clothes, DJ, everything included in it. Yeah, picked up my suitcase, guys. Right, I've told the story before, but I picked up my suitcase. Boom, empty. I have an empty suitcase.
No.
And I'm like,
you left your clothes at home.
You've been robbed.
I don't know.
The pilot
I'm tired. I'm shattered. I want to go to bed. And I've got an empty suitcase.
It was the brick.
All my clothes are in the suitcase and there's nothing there. And I'm like, what? It dawned on me. I'm going on my first cruise with no clothes. No clothes, just my hand luggage and a few bits of that. Everything's in my suitcase. I'm like, what am I going to do? Then I look down at my suitcase and I realize it isn't actually my suitcase. It looks like my case. It isn't my case. I think someone has swapped my case. I've been done. What am I going to do? And I looked at it and it had an address on it. And the address was from South America, could you believe? And a lady. And I turned around to the reception guy and I went, and he's obviously watching what's going on, thinking what's happening here. And he's gone, he says, and I suddenly realized, maybe I realized it could be the lady in the minibus that's still going. The last one she's from South America, a young lady. But I'm thinking, why she got an empty suitcase?
It was heading south.
And he says to me, lots of people fly over from South America with an empty case, go shopping, fill the case up and go back. Maybe. I'm like, oh my God. Can you phone? This guy doesn't want to know. I need to phone these people. I've got a phone number from England. Get the phone number out. It's dead. There's no number to this name. I'm thinking, I'm done. Then this American guy just strolls in. I'm tired. I'm sweaty. I'm stressed. I have no clothes, right? And I'm like, and this guy goes, oh yeah, I saw the minibus. I know the company. This is the name of the company. If you research them, you'll find it. Anyway, we phoned up the company. An hour later, guys, we managed to phone up the company and they went, we will contact the driver. I'm thinking, I'm never going to see my suitcase again. Anyway, guess what? The driver hadn't dropped off the lady. He was still driving. He stopped, checked. He had made a mistake. He had wheeled out her case instead of mine. And 2 hours later, this lovely old guy who was the driver walked in with my suitcase and he turned around to me. He goes, I've been doing this job for 40 years. I have never done this. Right. But
this is the guy you gave a 50-cent tip to.
It is, yeah. Right. It is, right. I'll go through a few of the comments. I'm going to show you the hotel in a second, yeah. I'll go through. Hey, Sonny. Gretchen. Hi, Gretchen. Norwegian, Royal Caribbean. Princess have 2 princess books. We're going to talk about that. Come on our show, Gretchen. Hello, all. Nikki. 2013 is one of the reasons I retired in 2014. Right. I will get to my cruise in a minute. Hi, Chili. Hi, Kim. How you doing, by the way? Kim, who runs our lovely cocktail party every Saturday. Right.
Excellent host. She's
okay. Fantastic host. Going back. Okay, guys. I booked the cheapest hotel I could find in Fort Lauderdale. Yeah. Right.
By the hour.
Now, can I show you where the hotel was? I'm in Hollywood Beach.
Hollywood Beach. Think about it. Hollywood Beach.
Yeah.
That's like Minneapolis Village.
Now, I don't know America. I'm in Hollywood Beach, right? And this is the view from my hotel. That's the cheapest hotel there was.
What's wrong with that?
We are on the beach.
Yeah.
We are on the beach, right?
Yeah.
This is the hotel, right? From the outside. This is the
hotel.
hotel.
Like pretty nice hotel. I'm thinking you're in a hooker joint.
This is the hotel there, right?
Which room is yours?
I'm up there somewhere, up the top. I'm
Seriously, you can look out. You're not on the other side looking at the garbage dump or anything?
This hotel, by the way, half of it is a hotel and half of it is actually people living there. Now, this is TripAdvisor, right? This is TripAdvisor's talk about the hotel. 37% say people say it's excellent. 81, very good.
No. Those aren't percentages. If you add those,
I know.
More than 100.
239 people say it's terrible. It's terrible. It's people going, do not go there, do not stay there. It's chaos. It's awful. It's dreadful. It's like that. It's on the damn beach, right? Now, this hotel was built in 1925, yeah? Right? Yeah. It's called the Hollywood Beach Hotel. It is on the beach, that massive long beach at Hollywood Beach. It's incredible. And it's known as the Grand Lady. But it's a little bit run down, right? It's a little bit run down. But I get into my room and I sleep. Now, guys, I have never slept so well in my life, yeah, in a hotel like I did in this.
Well, yeah,
Now, this
because you got
hotel,
your undergotchies.
now this hotel, right? Maybe it's because I think I'm the stress of getting there, right? And I got my cruise ahead of me.
That's your suitcase now.
I've got my suitcase now.
Okay.
I've got clothes. And I got all my stuff from Virgin Airlines. I got all my treats to eat as well. I'm great. I'm on the beach.
Yeah.
I'm on the beach. I slept like a baby. But do you know what? This hotel, it had 2 air conditioning units in it. Really confusing.
So the rooms had to share them then? Like
no, I don't know.
Monday through Thursday, you
window,
get one.
And another was in this wardrobe. Anyway, the one in the wardrobe's on. I slept like a baby, right, for the next 2 nights, yeah? And of course, the hotel was run down, and it is. But it's a room. I'm happy, and it's on the beach. 2 days later, I'm sleeping. I'm lying there in my room on the top floor. Really sleeping like a baby, and the fire alarm goes off just once. Now, this is not the first time I've been in a hotel before a holiday which caught fire, right? So it's just quite normal for me. So the fire alarm's gone off, and then it stopped. Nothing. So I thought, what do I do? And I wait 20 minutes, nothing. I thought, you know what? I'm just going to go down to reception and find out what's going on, yeah? So I got into the lift, yeah? Went down to reception.
Wait a minute. How can it be a lift if you're going down?
Isn't
it a drop then?
Yeah, okay, yeah. It's an elevator to you, us Americans,
John, he talks funny, remember?
Anyway, the lift door opens in the bottom in reception, yeah, because I'm strolling out to see what's going on, basically, yeah. This is the view from outside the hotel. Yes,
the
fire brigade, and these firemen run past me. There's chaos in reception as I stroll out, thinking, we are on fire. Okay,
Where's your suitcase? Where's your suitcase?
My suitcase is back at the top, could you believe? So I'm thinking, I'm going to have no clothes again. I'm going to have no clothes for this cruise. I got my clothes back, finally, and they're going to be gone again, right? So I'm thinking, oh, my God, here we go, right? So I had to wait outside.
Katie, yes.
3 hours later, right,
yes,
the fire brigade allow us back in, right? And so I walk up, and it's just, this hotel's got one security guard. Just one security guard. That is it, yeah. And I said to him, "Well, we're on fire. What happened?" And he went, "No." And he goes, "You're okay, sir. No problem. It wasn't a fire. The reason that the alarms went off, there's been a case of carbon monoxide poisoning." I've been sleeping like a baby in my room with these dodgy. And I've got this stuff. I've got this air conditioning going on in my room. He goes, "It shouldn't be on, sir. They're not working." I'm sleeping like a baby. Why do you think I'm sleeping like a baby? I'm being carbon monoxide poisoned, aren't I? I'm thinking I'm never going to get on this cruise ship.
Air conditioners can't put out CO2 though, so just so you know.
Well, I don't know.
You might
anyway,
have
I've had that's where it was coming from. He told me it's coming from his air conditioning and stuff, right?
No,
this air conditioning comes back from way back. Anyway,
even Chile will tell you that's not possible. That's
really
no. There's no CO2 coming out of air conditioners.
There's I don't know what was coming out.
Carbon dioxide, but not carbon monoxide. No.
Okay. Well,
anyway.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, I slept like a baby, John, right?
Yeah,
they had carbon monoxide poisoning in the hotel. That's why the alarms went off, basically, yeah? And I slept like a baby, so I'm not too sure about that. But I've had carbon monoxide poisoning before.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm immune to it.
Well, have you ever thought, Pete, have you ever thought that maybe everything since you're still under carbon monoxide and everything since then has just been a dream? And you're
maybe I'm still there.
You're just going to wake up here in a minute and they're going to be saying, Mr. Hall, are you okay? And they're going to be waving like a paper plate trying to get you some oxygen. And
yeah.
And all this time you've been down there in the Hooker Hotel in Hollywood Beach.
You're still there, nothing.
So this hotel's living up to its name, basically, yeah? But, we've got a few more comments. I'm going to flick through them very quickly. Sorry, guys, because I'm talking too much. Lady did it again, and he changed the Destiny Sunshine. I'm going to go through his comments.
Hey, Pete, wait a minute. Stop. Time out. Time out. First of all, the way you travel, I'm going to be traveling all over Europe with you next year.
By the way, yeah.
That could be a disaster.
don't forget to join, the Cruise Amigos on their European tour. I will be traveling with Chili and with John, And you know my other stories about the chaos that's happened.
And you have managed to absolutely waste 25 minutes of our time talking about the Hooker Hotel
we're not
in
to the
Hollywood
boat.
Beach.
We're not to the boat yet.
You haven't even gotten to the boat.
Guess what? I made it to the boat.
This is the best show yet.
Right. Despite the fire going on, or the carbon monoxide poisoning, or my suitcase trip doing a tour around Fort Lauderdale and stuff like that, I made it to this ship. There she is, guys.
It is a boat.
Wait a minute.
Now,
you mean the little the paddle boat there with the green one or the blue one?
That's the one. Yeah.
That's the one. Okay.
Now, there was a confusing when I got on the ship, of course, and this kind of went in my favor. There's a little bit. I had booked originally the soft drinks package, but I cancelled my soft drinks package, and which I had paid for. They refunded me my soft drinks package, and I then got the package for the alcohol, and something went wrong. I don't know what went wrong, but I didn't actually pay for it, and I had the drinks package, so I drank, which is really nice. I don't know if somebody paid it for me. I don't know what happened, but I actually had the alcohol package, and so that was positive from my point of view, and I needed it. By the time I got on that ship, I so needed a drink. I can assure you.
And you never paid for it?
No, I didn't. No, 2 weeks. Yeah, but you can have a situation where people pay it for you, and I don't know what they did. Someone could have surprised me and bought my.
I'm guessing it's the driver of the van. He felt so bad.
It could be, or the air hostesses.
He got a hold of the ship and he said, "Look, upgrade this guy to the $2,000 alcohol package on me."
It could be.
I'm sure it was the guy.
More likely it was one of the hookers from the Hollywood Hotel.
It could have been that as well. It could have been one of the Virgin ladies from Virgin Atlantic. Yeah, it could have been. I actually did meet the captain, by the way.
You say hooker. You say hooker like it's a bad word.
I met the captain because I got in the lift, and just me and the captain was in the lift. Yeah, and he said to me, "What floor, sir?" And I told him the floor. He pressed the button. We went to the floor. As I walked out, I went, "You're doing a great job. Thank you very much. Keep it going." I thought, that's great service, isn't it? Captain takes you. Anyway, going back, I'm on the ship, right? I'm back. I am on the ship now.
We're to the ship now. Okay, mark it in the log. Mark it in the log.
So I've got my
2752. We're on the ship.
I've got my drinks package, right? This is the ship. There you go, yeah. And that's me to prove I am by the ship. There we go. I made it to the ship.
That's the Carnival Valor.
The other one, it's the other one next door.
It's the one next to it. We're next to the one.
See, now, permission to come alongside. I knew that was going to be part of the show.
There we go. Now, for instance, I had booked, right? I was solo. I didn't know anybody on the ship. I didn't know how solos went. So I'd booked the meal, the same time all the time on a big table to get to know people. I wanted to get to know people, right? So I thought that's going to be great. And you'd think they put solos together. They didn't. They put me on this table, and there's about 6 people on our table to start with. And the table's bigger than that for about 12 people, 3 days later, about 3 days later, it's only me. All my guests on my table have gone.
Did you ever figure out why, Pete? Did you get any indication of why one couple at a time was saying, "Please move us to another table"?
I don't know.
Did you get any? No? Okay.
Did you change clothes since you had so much issue with
You had all these clothes with you. I mean,
I had my suitcase. My suitcase had been delivered back to me, and it wasn't burnt in the fire because there wasn't a fire, and it didn't have monoxide poisoning on it, I think. Anyway, so I'm now dining by myself, right? And I'm thinking, this is embarrassing.
Like the king.
I'm sat
there,
like
the king at your own table.
A table for 12 people, big round table, just me, and everybody else looking at, who is this guy? He has no friends, none. Hello. Anyway, I'd like to say that when you cruise, I've never cruised before, didn't know what it's going to be like. Cruising, I discovered one thing very quickly, it's about people. more than anything else, yeah. And the maitre d' moved me to another table, and these people kind of looked at me and they thought, okay, we're going to allow him to come on. Now, to prove it, there we go. Now, this couple, yeah, they were from Transylvania. He's from Transylvania.
And his last name started with a D and rhymed with Dracula.
he did actually speak like him, from Transylvania. I was now on their table from Transylvania. These things happen. They were lovely. They were lovely. You know, he was a gentleman, as the Count probably is a gentleman.
I'm sure that they are, just before their teeth come out and they bite you in the neck.
I wasn't just with them. I had another couple here and a lovely couple from America as well, yeah? Right?
Yeah,
and so I got to know the people. Yeah. Now, for example, I got to know this couple here, yeah?
Oh, you know who he is on the left? Who's that guy on the left with the mustache? Isn't that the talk show guy?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I thought that's Dr. What's his name? Dr. Phil. That looks like Dr. Phil.
That does look like Dr. Phil.
Well, this couple here, they were a lovely couple. She used to be quite a famous ballroom dancer, and he used to race cars. He was a racing driver, and they were old school. They were old
for Dr. Phil, man. Do you know who Dr. Phil is?
I have no idea who Dr. Phil is.
Really?
He's one of our TV stars.
Yeah. What's her name? What's the show? What's his name?
Dr. Phil.
No, but he came first on Oprah's show. He's Oprah's girl boyfriend.
Yeah.
Those who have commented, by the way, I'll come back to your comments so we can spend more time on them, yeah? So I'm getting to know people. Now, look, I'm getting to know people, right? And now, there you go. I'm making friends I'm realizing cruising is actually about people.
Oh, sure.
You're meeting some fantastic people. And then these people here, the chap on the right, I cannot remember, the chap to my left, yeah? He's been on about 50 cruises, I think, yeah? He's a great guy. Loud, real character. He installs swimming pools. And he cruises 2, 3, 4 times a year. I'm starting to meet these wonderful people, as you can see, yeah? And then I met a very, very special lady. A very special lady as well, right? This lady, I used to go and see the shows, right? I'd go and see the shows, and on the shows, this lady used to say to me, I got there early because she was walking around the theatre to keep fit, yeah?
Hi,
she goes, can you reserve a seat for me? I went, fine. So she was walking around to keep fit. This lady was 96 years old. That's not her.
I was going to say, very manly. Very manly.
I can't remember. She was 96 years old, and she was walking around. So we became theatre buddies, yeah? Every time I go to the show, I would get a seat. She would walk around theatre. She's probably quite well known as well, this lady. I think
she was pretty good for 96.
She's fantastic. She was fitter than I was walking around. So I got to know all these wonderful people. Not only that, yeah, I got to know the crew as well. Now, for instance, with Princess, this chap here, yeah, he used to be in Money, but he was Will I Am. This chap was Will I Am. He was part of the Entertainers crew. You had these 2 lovely ladies from Australia.
That looks like one to me. Crew. That looks like one lady to me. That's her.
Okay. Yeah. And her friend from Australia. Those 2, they were part of the entertainment crew. They lived 5 miles away from each other in Sydney, I think, and they had never met until they got on the cruise ship. And so I started to meet these wonderful crews. This is the lady who served me, you know, in the restaurant, yeah. These wonderful people. The lady that made my coffees, you know, wonderful people. Plus this wonderful chap as well, which I'll show you about as well. This in Mexico. So I realized, guys, it was actually, when you go on a first cruise, it's actually all about the people that you meet. I'm going to show you a few of my excursions very quickly. And I'm going to go, before I do that, I'm going to go back on some of the comments just to see what kind of chaos I'm causing here. Right. Jack, I don't. Lady says, ha ha, Jack. Yes, it's funny how that works sometimes. I don't know what you're talking about there.
They want to know how the name Crapper became invented. That was their question.
Ah, I see. So
Thomas Crapper did not invent the toilet, but he improved it. He made it so it didn't smell after you used it.
So I see. So it's great everyone's talking to each other, which they normally do in your show, and they're not talking to me. I don't blame them. They're probably not even listening to me. She's a beauty. I don't know who you're talking about, Katie, on that one. She's a beauty.
The boat.
You have to let us know who you meant by that.
The boat.
Thank you,
Love
Nikki.
John pantomiming the story. Yeah, thanks, Nikki. Don't encourage him, please. Gretchen, I've done it on the phone. Now I'll get it on the iPad. Okay. Margaret says maybe virgin. Okay, Margaret. I know. Because I've been going chaos about probably about the ladies, isn't it? You talked about John, yeah. Katie, poor Pete, you're getting such abuse. I'm getting stressed again.
I will say, Pete, with some of the later pictures, you did have more hair. So I'm impressed.
Kim,
a little more.
Doing a back-to-back, I paid 200 gratuities. I got myself the drink to make up the charges. So NCL, and I cancelled the drink package and got the dinner package and credited the gratuities, but forgot to mark the drink package for my card. Kim drank for free. Just like me. Well done, Kim. Yeah, I don't know if one of my friends paid for it, by the way, because they may have done that. Right, I'm going to go back. I've got a few more photographs to show you because I did a few excursions. And
here's my great-grandchildren.
Yeah. I went to St. Martin's. I went to St. Thomas's. This is my St. Thomas shirt, yeah? And by the way...
That's not a shirt, that's a hat.
No, hat, sorry. That's my St. Thomas hat. That is my Hollywood Beach t-shirt, sweatshirt, yeah? Hollywood Beach.
Underwear I got from...
Oh, dear. Don't confuse me. There. If you can read can you read what it says on my t-shirt?
Free
hugs.
Yeah.
Or is it nugs?
That's politically incorrect, Pete.
That's right. That's right. You're a spreader. You're a super spreader.
I didn't get any free hugs. I did actually for my lovely 96-year-old. And she actually did, by the way.
I've been there. I've been exactly there where that picture was.
She was a lovely lady, but she didn't actually invite me back to her room as well.
I know this lady. She gave me a bracelet.
Really? Now, there's me on the beach. Mahogany Beach, Rotan. There you can see.
Honduras.
Look at these. I don't have that many photos from my first ever cruise. Look at that. But I did one excursion, guys, right? There was an excursion to here. Chichen Itza. Now, the locals call it chicken pizza, right? Apparently, chicken pizza. That's a Mayan village, yeah? Right? Now, just to explain how that worked, to do this excursion, yeah, with Princess, and it's not cheap, yeah? You take the boat to Cozumel, from Cozumel across to the mainland, yeah? And that's about a 45-minute boat ride. And then you take a 2-hour coach trip to the Mayan village. We walked around for 45 minutes. That's all we had. And then we had to get back on the coach to do a 2-hour journey back and then do another 45-minute journey back to the ship on the boat.
The boat's got to say
45 minutes is all we got there. And I'm so glad I did it. Wow. This is the most incredible.
Neat place.
Chichen Itza, it is now officially one of the new 7 wonders of the world. It
just to go to a place where they used to kill the strongest members of the tribe to appease the gods.
Yeah, which meant I'm not going to get that, am I? I'm not going to be there, the strongest member. There I am, just to prove it, yeah.
You're looking good. Oh, wow, look at the hair on there.
And there's hair there. You see, my hair is growing now because I can't cut it on the ship, can I? Look at this.
You're looking good.
That's Honduras hair.
This Mayan village, 400 AD, they reckon. 400 AD.
That's neat.
Incredible, isn't it? Yeah. Look at that. There we go. You can read that, John. You can read all that, can't you?
Well, once 65 men and 22 women landed here
No,
and built our
changed
first
pictures.
temple.
no, some idiot got off a cruise ship, it says. And then look at that.
No,
Isn't
this
that
is a
just
really
incredible?
serious, Pete, this is a really serious place in the history of the Western Hemisphere. Where
It
you
is.
were there, that's really a neat place. I mean, we're having fun, but you were in one of the really critically, historically important places of the Western Hemisphere.
I was. And do you know what? I'm so proud of myself that I could have done a different one, but I did that one and I wanted to do it. I knew I was going to have 45 minutes there if the coach was on time, and thank goodness it was. And I had that. And that 45 minutes, I'm so proud that I did that. You're so right, John. If you do get a chance, hopefully you can stay longer. And you can no longer walk up the pyramids, by the way. They don't have to shut it all down, but you could walk up the pyramids in those days as well. If you get a chance, please go to Chichen Itza, yeah, or Chicken Pizza. It's an incredible place, one of the new 7 wonders of the world. Even if you only get an hour there, it is really worth it, yeah? Now, I get back on the ship, right? I get back on the ship, and I've discovered cruising. I have fallen in love with cruising. I've met the most incredible people, and I'm thinking, why didn't I do this before? I'm going to go back to England and I'm going to research it and I'm going to work out how to do it properly now. That's how I discovered Norwegian Cruise Line. You know, that's how I discovered the solo cabins. But I had fallen in love with cruising. I met the most incredible people you could ever meet. I wish I kept in touch with them. I really do. It's 5 years ago. And I fell in love with it. But I did have one more bit of chaos to finish with, yeah? Because it's never easy for me. All I want to do is, yeah, I've booked for my trip back to England. I had to get the trip from the ship, from the cruise line going to Miami Airport, yeah, from Fort Lauderdale. So I've booked a trip around the Everglades and then go to the airport. You would think, guys, that would be easy, wouldn't you? Easy. You get off the ship, you go for a trip around the Everglades, and you get to the airport and you fly back, yeah? Not for me. Not for me, right? First of all, for some reason, Princess, we all meet up to go onto this trip, yeah? All our cases are all sorted out as they are. We are one of the last people to get off, and there's chaos at customs, which is not unusual in America, to be honest with you, especially for us Brits.
Harsh.
Right?
That's harsh.
Harsh but true, right?
Harsh.
But so anyway,
it hurts me.
We get off the ship, right, and get onto the coach, and we are late now. And this lady, she goes, "This is my first trip doing this. I've not done this before. I'm now going to be your guide, take you around the Everglades, and then to you're going to go then to Fort Lauderdale Airport and then to Miami Airport, right? My first trip. We now have to leave with about 8 people who are on the coach. They're still on the ship. They can't get off it. But we got to go, right? Because we're not going to run out of time. We're going to run out of time. So we go, leave these poor people who are no longer going to go on this trip, yeah? We get to the Everglades, right, to go on the hydrofoil and stuff like that, yeah? We're now rushed through. They don't have time, yeah? We get rushed through to see a show, and then we're straight on the hydrofoil, yeah? But this is the Everglades. It is absolutely stunning, yeah? And I had a friend of mine. A friend of mine come up and said hello. There he is. Come up and said hello. We quickly were able to see the show. Now, they did ask for volunteers, John Chile, but I decided not to volunteer. You can see why. I wasn't going to do that, yeah? I know quite a lot of people watching would wish I did do it, but I didn't do it, right?
Kissing an alligator?
That's an alligator, yeah.
I know that.
So
what is he doing?
Basically, we haven't had the full trip round the Everglades because we were too late getting off the ship, yeah? Right? And this lady, right, she goes, okay. She says, unfortunately, we are running very late. So I'm going to drop the people for Fort Lauderdale Airport off. Then I'm going to get dropped off to pick up my car. And you are going to go on to the airport in Miami without me, but the driver will be fine. I'm thinking, whatever, right? Then she starts singing. She starts singing this crazy, weird song. I'm like, she thinks she has to entertain us. We don't want to hear it. Anyway, we get to Fort Lauderdale. They drop Lady off. They drop off everybody, right? Now, she now has to go and pick up her car so she can, and then we go on to the airport, yeah? And we're now late. We got flights to catch, yeah? Guess what, guys? Her car was parked here, right back at the ship. We are now back at the ship. We're meant to be going to Miami Airport, and I've got a plane to catch, and she's taken us back to the ship because her car's parked there. And I'm like, excuse me, why are you doing this? She goes, because my car's here. I'm like, yeah, but we got planes to catch. We're going to be late. But it's not fair. My car's here. I have to get my car. And I'm like, we end up having an argument, right? And then people come off the ship to see what's going on because the coach has turned back up late. I'm thinking, we've got to get to the airport. What is going on? Anyway, that calms down. We get the last people are on the coach panicking. My flight is in the evening. I've got a little bit of time. Others don't have time. We've got to get to the airport. We've got to get to the airport. So they herd us back onto the coach. We're going to Miami, which is a good hour and a half away, by the way, from there, I think it is, yeah? Good hour and a half away. Herd us back on the coach, yeah? And nothing. The driver makes an announcement. I am really sorry, but this coach has now broken down. Can everyone get back off the coach, please? And I'm like, I just want to, I'm like that now. I'm like, I ain't going back to England. You know, I still got my suitcase, by the way, on that coach. I'm not going back to England. The coach has broken down. And this guy was like, and then someone else comes off. No problem. We'll get another coach. We'll sort it out. I'm thinking it's not going to happen, guys. It ain't going to happen. 20 minutes later, another coach arrives, yeah, with this this young black guy. This is the driver, yeah. He gets off the coach and he looks at us. He goes, hey, man, I can't do the accent. I am your man. I'm going to get you to that airport. I know the back way. I know how to do it. You are not going to miss your flight. I know you've had crap. I know you, but I'm your man. Please bear with me. I will do it. Do you know what? He was. This guy took us all the back routes and we got to the airport and I made my flight. Ladies and gentlemen, that was my first cruise.
If anybody ever thought that Pete couldn't run his mouth for a damn solid hour, you were wrong. He has managed to do that today.
We got some poor comments, some people who are still there. I thank you for still being there, by the way. Yeah. Gretchen, I don't know where to start. Lady at St. Martin is absolutely, you're so right, lady. It's absolutely fantastic. Margaret, comedy central tonight. Perhaps what my thoughts went there. I've been there, loved it. Thank you, Gretchen. I'll go through them very quickly. Very good. Yes, play polo with the heads. Okay. Probably talking to each other again. And the Mayans and the Aztecs had absolutely no immunity to chickenpox or smallpox.
That's right.
Probably absolutely.
That's what
brought them their diseases.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for still watching. If you're watching on playback, because we share it some places, yeah, and you're still here, thank you for watching. If you want to come on our show and talk about your favorite cruise or your first cruise or about that, please message us and join us. I'm going to get John to talk about one of his cruises at some point, Chile as well.
Can't top that.
And we'd love to have any of you up there to join us and talk about your cruise. Well, I can just sit back and enjoy. Thanks, guys.
You're moving Parliament now.
Yeah, Parliament. We don't want to talk about our Parliament either, by the way. That's what they're going to get there. I hope you've enjoyed the show, guys. But I fell in love with cruising 5 years ago. 5 years on November the 2nd, I was at the airport waiting to get on my first, where it's all going to begin. That's all ahead of me. And I've never looked back since. And I cannot wait till we cruise again. Thank you for everybody for watching. Thank you, Chile. Thank you, John, for putting up with my story. And we'll catch you all again with the Cruise Amigos. Cheers, guys.